Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at Thanos from Diamond Select. This figure was released in 2020, and they actually have this, they got this figure's inspiration, I guess, more from the movie, as you can see. I know the one from the movie, when he's wearing the battle, his battle is a lot more shinier and stuff like that. It's a little bit different. This one kind of has more of the movie slash comic book, like he's wearing his comic book attire, but the paint application and design is a little bit more movie, like from the Infinity War movie that came out. So I don't know, I want to say he has more of a movie representation more than he does the comic book one, but you guys can be the judges. You guys can decide. This is a very nice figure. Like I said, he was released in 2020 from Diamond Select. Just getting a good 360 view of the figure. And what we're going to do now is take the figure off the turntable and take a look at everything he comes with. Alrighty, folks, as you can see, he comes with a lot of accessories. No, I'm just kidding. He does only come with one different head sculpt. His other head sculpt, I believe it's almost, I do want to say it's the same exact head sculpt, except one of them's wearing his helmet and the other one isn't. So you can see, he's bald on it. And he has, I don't know, this smile is not really like a smile. It's like a smile smirk. It's like almost like he's smirking at you. It's not even a smile. It's like a sinister grin. I do want to say that between this one and the other one, I do want to say they're the same exact ones. I'm not sure. I will do a comparison. But as far as the paint detail on it goes, it's very actually nice paint detail. There's a little bit of scratch up here. Very nice paint detail around the head sculpt itself. I mean, the paint detail is nice on the teeth. There's kind of like a whitewash to the purple. And as far as like the detail on it, I mean, it's very nice. It's Thanos. It's him with the sinister grin. And on behind him, it just pegs onto the back of his neck. It's a ball joint. So that's all the figure comes with, unfortunately. So there's not much more we can talk about. So what we're gonna do now is take this aside and bring out the figure and take a closer look. Alrighty, folks, here he is, Thanos. What I'm gonna do first, real quick, is I'm gonna move the camera upwards. Give me a second. There we go. And then downward, so we can actually get up closer up and I'm not bumping on the floor. And so what I do want to do first is I want to take a look at his head sculpt on this one. So now that I'm kind of looking at this one with the other one, this one actually does have like an evil smile. Not like a grin like the other one. This one has like an evil smile to it. So yes, I do say that they are different. Overall, this figure, though, himself, it's just an amazing figure. Like, wow, this is one of, I don't know, I never really was into Thanos until, I guess Infinity War is when I was like, well, that's awesome. He was a very, very great villain. And I started looking into his backstory and, how he's trying to impress Lady Death and things like that. So I do know how he looks with his other, his comic book and star design, which is pretty much this, except the colors are different. But I do gotta say, I like the way this looks a lot more. If I were to say which one was my favorite Thanos, the comic book one or the movie one, I would say the movie one, just because I saw it first. Anyway, so going over the head sculpt, nice sinister smile he gets going on. He does have his helmet on for this head sculpt. He does have this part, which is, I thought I scratched it at first, but it's actually part of the design here. He does have some scratches right there on his, like, I guess, shoulder shield. I don't know what to call those. The rest of his body, so like the other Thanos that I reviewed, this was just all one color, and this actually it's one color but also has black in it. There's like black designs throughout the whole rest of his body. I think that's why I like this one a little bit more. He has gold, going all the way down here to his waist and then to his boots, which it's just a great look. The other one's like yellowish gold. This one's straight just gold with almost metallic accents around it. I think that's why I like this a lot more. So here's the Infinity Gauntlet, which is, I think this is also another reason that I like it, because you can actually have him in like a, see this pose right here is just so evil. You know, he has the Infinity Gauntlet. He has an evil smile. He knows he's won. That's why I like this figure. The other one, his arm was always like, you know, like I just didn't like that. But this figure is just fantastic. Just a very, very great figure. The back, you know, the back of the figure is very nice. The paint detail is great. I do have a little gripe. Before we go any further, there's a little bit more scratches up here. But the gripe that I do have, throughout this whole figure, I was looking at him, the paint detail on his boots, it's a little sloppy, if you see what I'm talking about. Let me see if you can get a better look. It just looks a little blotchy compared that to his gauntlets and his hands. They look nice, but like his boots look a little botchy, you know, like they're just kind of, they're almost like they were running out. And then this kind of looks like an amateur kind of painted it. I don't know, I just don't like the way that looks. I mean, that's just something that if you're not really reviewing a toy, that's not something you really pay attention to. Most people, when they get a toy, they, you know, for collections, they're like, oh, that's a nice toy. He's going to go great with my collection. They kind of put him in the pose, you know, and go from there and just don't really pay attention to him whatsoever after that anymore. I mean, they might come around and change up the poses or come and, you know, wipe him down, you know, from dust, but aside from that, they don't really pay attention to little details like that, which, you know, don't get me wrong, you don't really have to. You're just collecting the toys just to have them, then that is what it is. But me, because I am doing the reviews and I have to pay attention to little things that kind of bother me, and, you know, and things like that, which I'm going to start doing with more videos. I'm going to try to see if I can find stuff that bother me. If I don't, then I'm not going to just be nitpicky either. So the bottom of this, his boots are actually a little bit more, they don't have much detail, but they do have like the little grip, which I can appreciate actually, because it gives the figure a little bit better grip himself, and he stands up really, very nice. So what I'm going to do is bring it down just a little bit, just right here, and what we're going to do next is go over articulation. Alrighty folks, so going over articulation, the first thing that I want to do first, because I always forget, and I forget, I actually forgot on this one actually already, is going over his height. I'm supposed to do this when I do the, you know, the detail on him in the review of the paint detail, but I never do it anyway. So he stands a little bit higher than 7.5 inches. He's about 7 5/8, which is not bad. You know, Diamond Select toys are kind of tall, so I'm gonna move the camera just a little bit this way and grab him. So as far as the articulation goes, I do believe you can actually get a 360 spin on his head. It was a little bit tight towards the back. There's really not much movement. I mean, there's a little bit of movement sideways here. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of movement sideways. There's not much movement as far as up and down, so that's not that good. I do believe that this kind of hinders it, but then again, they could have done like a peg in his neck, at the base of his neck, and the peg up here. They would have, they would have had a lot more movement, but whatever they were going with, this is still fine. He can still turn. You can still put him in some nice poses. As far as his arms go, I do believe, no, never mind. There's no butterfly joint. I do believe this arm would go 360 degrees, but because of this, it kind of hinders it. So it goes up to about there, which is not bad. It's still kind of like a 90 degree, you know, it goes up about 90 degrees, and it goes back not that far actually because of that. He does have a 360 turn at his bicep. I do believe, no, I'm sorry, I was going to say I do believe he has a double bend at the elbow, but no, it's only a single bend, single joint. So he only goes 90 degrees as well. I do say that the gauntlet here actually kind of really hinders it from moving. Huh, okay, I was just noticing that. I just noticed that. This does turn 360 degrees. I do not believe that you can take this apart. I'm not going to try it. There's not some extra, you know, hands or anything like that, so I'm going to believe that you can't take it off, and I'm not going to try to pry it off. So his gauntlet does turn 360 degrees. His hand does, or his, I'm sorry, not his hand. Well, yeah, it is his hand, but his wrist doesn't really turn that much. because of the gauntlet. And as far as movement, there's not really up and down or sideways with it, which is kind of bad right there. But I mean, I guess you can't really be mad about it because the gauntlet is taking the room or the space to make it look nice. I guess it is going to hinder the movement. As far as the other one goes, the other one's pretty much exactly the same, except it's just not really the gauntlet, which it's a little different. So anyway, it's the exact same. It's just one side he has the gauntlet, as you can see, and the other side he does not. Let's see, his torso. He does have a little bit of movement at his torso, which is actually nice. Wow, he goes down quite a bit, and he goes back. Not that bad, but it's it's not the best either. As far as his waist, no, there's no movement at his waist. His torso does turn 360 degrees, but there's no movement at the waist. As far as his legs, they don't really go. This really hinders it from moving a lot. It goes up to about there, and that's pushing it. There we go, and that's really pushing it. As far as going back, there's no going back. That's it right there. He does have a 360 turn at the thigh. His legs do open up sideways just a little bit, and I think that's just to help him stand. He does have a double bend at the knee, so his knee actually goes further than 90 degrees. I do believe it's not really his ankle. More like his upper calf. He does have a turn up here. You can turn it 360 degrees. It's a little tight right now. There we go. And let's move him a little bit better. There we go. And he does have movement at his ankles. He can go up a little bit. He can't. There you go. Yeah, he can go up a little bit. He can go down a little bit. And he has side-to-side movement at his ankles. So I mean, overall, his posability is not too bad. It's a pretty nice figure. I just have little gripes with him as far as the paint application, as far as not being able to move at the waist, maybe his neck, but those are just little gripes myself. I mean, I don't expect him to be fully articulated, but overall, nice figure to have. There he is. Alrighty, folks, so as far as comparisons, like I stated previous in another video, I'm not going to, continue bringing out the Toy Biz toys when they're just, the Carnage ones. I mean, I don't have any more Carnage at the moment to review, so I don't want to really be putting a Toy Biz Carnage next to a Thanos, even though they are both Marvel. I have a few Thanos I'm going to review. I will compare them, but as far as bringing, different figures from different lines, just to do comparisons, excuse me, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. So what I am going to do, though, is bring out the Diamond Select Thanos, the comic book one that I actually reviewed earlier, the first one I reviewed. And there he is. You can see a major big difference. This guy is just a beast of a toy. This guy is just humongous. Even sideways, you can see they're both Diamond Select. This is Diamond Select. This is Diamond Select. There's no, they're made the same from the same company as what I'm trading. I'm sorry, but yeah, you can see a humongous difference in the Thanos. I mean, if you were to compare, these two Thanoses together, I guess you can just really ask yourself which one looks a lot meaner, which one looks. The paint application's a lot better. This one has more of a cartoon comic book. This one has a more movie one. This one, putting him up against the Avengers, this one would be, the go-to. But, yeah, that's the only one I have to compare right now. So, alrighty, everyone. So, this is, again, Thanos from Diamond Select, released in 2020. Let me know if you guys liked the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. I do have an Instagram where you can see sneak peek videos before YouTube. If you do, if you would like to do that, please go over my Instagram and please, give me a follow. I will leave the link in the description down below. That being said, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.